What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today what I have for you guys is a review on the new DLC zombie map known as der Eisendrache, or we can call it the Iron Dragon. Now, after playing this map for almost a month, I can definitely say that this has to be one of the most creative and most exciting zombie maps of all time. Now, the reason I say that is because this map really feels like a crazy combination of some of our favorite old school zombie maps like Ascension, Mob of the Dead, and even Origins. Now, the map itself was confirmed to be 50% larger than the Giant, and that to me was no surprise since the Giant itself is pretty small. And Treyarch really steps up their game with the DLC zombie maps. We always have a massive Easter egg, a new wonder weapon, crazy new characters, so on and so forth. But the map itself takes place on the Griffin castle located in Austria. Now, we also have two new wonder weapons here on the map as well. The first one being the Ragnarok DG4, which is based on the gravity spikes for multiplayer. And we also have the Wrath of the Ancients, which is based on the Sparrow for multiplayer as well. Along with that, we also have the return of the zombie rocket shield and even the Wunderfizz machine, which is practically a mystery box for perks, which to me is extremely helpful, and I'm just very happy that Treyarch brought that back from Origins. But in terms of the actual similarities to some of those old school zombie maps, I can say that the map itself is similar to Ascension in the sense that there's a lot of areas on the map where you can really run a nice train, and we do of course have a launch site here on the map as well, which looks a lot like the rocket we saw within Ascension. So I know for sure all the hardcore zombie players out there definitely pointed that out when the map first released. But in terms of Mob of the Dead, now we all know that here on der Eisendrache we have 3 dragons set around the map, and you can fill up each of the dragons in the exact same way that we would fill up the Cerebrus Hell dogs that we saw within Mob of the Dead. Now, in Mob of the Dead, we would fill up the 3 dogs in order to gain access to the Hell's Retriever, which was the zombie tomahawk, and that to me was extremely exciting. But in der Eisendrache, when you fill up the 3 dragons, it'll give you the Wrath of the Ancients, which is also the Sparrow for multiplayer. So yes, there are a lot of exciting similarities to some of those old school zombie maps, and I think that's what's really important when it comes to creating new zombie maps. You know, have new styles of gameplay, have new mechanics, but also always keep that traditional zombie feeling on the actual map. That's what's key with successful zombie maps. But another similarity is the fact that you can upgrade the Wrath of the Ancients to 4 different elemental bows. Now, that's of course similar to how we can upgrade the staff in Origins to 4 different elemental staffs as well. I also wanted to quickly go into some detail regarding the actual storyline here on this map as well. So this map of course follows up to the events from the Giant. Now, people who are confused with what's actually going on with the timelines and the characters, I'll leave a nice link down below in the description to a Wikipedia page that somebody put together regarding what's going on in the zombie storyline. This article is pretty big, but once you read the entire thing, all your questions will be answered. Quick side note. The original characters from Black Ops 1 Zombies are the 1.0 characters, while the original characters we saw in Origins, the Giant, and here on der Eisendrache are the 2.0 characters. To break it down to you, what's going on here is the 2.0 characters that we saw within Origins, they are trying to go back and kill the 1.0 versions of themselves in an alternate timeline. So the characters that we see, Dempsey, Nikolai, Richtofen, and Takeo, that we saw within Origins, they're also on this map. We all know that. But what they're doing is going to the alternate timeline, which was the Black Ops 1 characters. We all remember the 4 original characters who looked a little bit older. They're going back and killing those versions of themselves in order to ensure that the timeline is kept safe. Again, I'll leave a link down below in the description to really clear things up for you, but I think the storyline is great. So on the Giant, we saw the death of Dr. Richtofen, and by the death of him, I mean the 1.0 version of himself. We saw the 2.0 Richtofen teleport and kill the 1.0 Richtofen as he just sent Samantha and Dr. Maxis in the teleporter. We all know that happened, so 2.0 Richtofen teleported at that very moment, right when 1.0 Richtofen did that and killed him. There goes Richtofen. Now, here on der Eisendrache, it seems they were going after Dempsey. If you completed the Easter egg, you'll see that 2.0 Dempsey eventually kills 1.0 Dempsey. So we could assume that for the next couple zombie maps, we're going to be seeing the hunt for 1.0 Nikolai and 1.0 Tekiel. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I certainly love the storyline, and I just can't wait to see where it actually goes by the time we hit DLC 4. But I have no doubt that they're going to bring us some crazy new wonder weapons and of course continue the amazing storyline that they've established ever since Origins. But thanks for watching, everybody. Leave all your comments down below in the comments section and stay tuned in for some more Awakening multiplayer coverage as well.
Nikolai cares not for your screams. I am tired of you. Drown in your own blood. You truly failed when Russian is saving you. Finally, the firepower I need. I do not want your filthy disease helping. It was my mistake for allowing you to get close. Insta-kill! Good. This bow, this arrow, I know what it can do. There is no volcano beneath Nikolai, is there? One day there may not be a Nikolai around to rescue you. I will not gloat over my glorious victory. You cannot escape your fate! Perhaps you return favor sometime. But needs must when survival is at stake. I do not like this feeling of being surrounded. I thought sneaky German was Hellpig's favorite. I appear to be popular with the Hellpigs. You are broken. Your numbers mean nothing.
Tesla array.
Nikolai has not had this much fun since... Oh.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nothing can withstand it.
So many flames. I wonder how much I get this time.
One day they will tell stories of my bravery. Test complete. From their boat.
This weapon is so beautiful. Your numbers mean nothing.